These are the VRS Dark Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All three pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit IRacing.com.
If you're looking to get serious in sim racing, one of the first things to do is upgrade your wheelbase and pedals. The powerful force feedback in our direct drive wheelbase makes a huge difference, and our highly adjustable precision pedals will give you the consistency you need to improve. So you'll not only get the best value for your money, but you'll also benefit from our quick, local shipping from Australia and save even more. Our transparent pricing has GST included, so there's no nasty surprises at checkout or further customs, delays and charges. And if you're near Melbourne, you can simply pick up your hardware from our showroom and get a free product walkthrough from one of our VRS coaches. We offer excellent customer service after the sale, and our hardware is made of the highest quality components. To get yours today, just go to the URL on the screen or click on the button below. But hurry, stock is always limited due to high demand. So if you want to get faster, sooner, VRS is your answer.
Side gunning for a goal, 3 wide deep, heart ice cold. I roll smoke like a tire on fire, fuel in the blood, born to go higher. Check left, push right, walls close in. Every move tight, plan for the win. Left turn king with the heat train time. When the lights go green, we light the sky. Let's light it up. Let's light it up.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome into the IRWC presents the Rod Knock Cup for round 2 of season 1 here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we come at you tonight from Martinsville Speedway for the Martins Thrill 140. Here as the ARCA cars attempt to traverse their way around Martinsville Speedway for 140 laps. We commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, bringing all the action through sight and sound right here on Infinity Broadcasting. If you're joining us once again or you're joining us for the first time and you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing here with Infinity Broadcasting action, whether it's through the IRWC or the V8 Veterans or any other streams that may go live here on the channel. You'll be kept up to date every time we go racing here in the world of Australian sim racing, as well as possibly in future international events too. Quick look at the calendar to give you an idea of where we are tonight. Last week, of course, the Charlotte 99 was conquered by Scott Rankin. Tonight we come into Martinsville for 140 laps, and there's one thing that we know is that Scott Rankin is not going to start the season 2-0. He is not here tonight, of course, has commentary work to do over for the Gamesman GT Pro Series out at Spa this evening on SimSpeed, because Zach Cabin in the booth with him, so those guys should be in for a good night. We should be in for a good night too. Some solid racing on offer for you here at Martinsville this evening. So it's going to be intense. It's going to be epic as well. Drivers are out there at the moment for the warm-up session to give you an update on the current points tally. Of course, Rankin leads the way. 47 points at the moment. Warboys P2, 43 points. Crummy P3, 42 points. None of those drivers are in the field tonight, so we will leave Martinsville with a different championship leader. Chris Blanchard, Chris Tomlin, well, they're equal on 40 points in behind them, and they are both on track this evening. Then the next car we get to who is on track tonight, Jack Anderson, P8, so he will definitely be running up the order here this evening as well. So will Jordan Ferguson, Johnny Rowe, Kyle Gretsch, and Aaron Smith too. We have got some debutantes in the field tonight, including David Lawler, Kurt Chapman, and Troy Stonestreet. We've only got 10 cars tonight, but that's okay. It's all for a bit of fun as well. So we're just going to be in for a cracking night of racing here where the drivers get to have some fun around Martinsville. It's very likely going to be chaotic, and it's very likely going to end in tears for some drivers. But of course, unlimited fast repairs means that if they wreck, they can keep on going. We're all here for a bit of fun at the end of the day. A couple of chats already. Rhiannon out there with us, real left, real fast. That's exactly right, Rhiannon. And then Brendan Griffiths with us too. Got both streams running, but Oval is main attention. Thank you so much, Brendan. Really appreciate it. And I'm glad that you guys can come out and watch us here tonight and enjoy the Oval action out of Martinsville. It's going to be epic. As I said, only 10 cars on track, but Martinsville's short. It's short and sweet. We're not going to get much action where cars are far away from each other, that's for sure. They may not be close together on the timing tower throughout the night, but they will definitely be close together for the on-track action as well. As I said, warm-up session is currently underway. We've got 45 seconds left before we head into the race server as well, or the race session, I should say, not the race server. So, big night for these drivers. Going to be fantastic stuff. I'm excited. I think Charlotte last week really proved that we could have some cracking racing on offer for us, and I think, if we can continue that trend tonight, even with a slightly smaller grid. I know some people have got stuff they've got to do. We didn't expect everyone to be here every week as well, but we're excited. We're excited for what can come, and as I said, it's only a fun series, and I'm excited to see what these drivers can do as well. I'm just sharing out the link to the broadcast, and if you haven't already, share the link, share the stream, share it with everyone you know. Get them on board, get them watching with us, and get them in for some fun real left action. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. So, warm-up session has, I believe, come to an end. It has indeed. And we'll get ready to go for Project 36 saying, hey, 10 cars means I have a 20% chance of team win. That's exactly right. Exactly right, Brendan. Hopefully, you guys get some paints on your oval cars. I know it took you a little while to get them onto the Porsches, but hopefully we can get them onto the ARCA cars as well. But yeah, great to have you watching along with us here tonight. Starting grid will be as follows here this evening. Sam Chapman will start pole ahead of David Lawler, Jack Anderson, Kyle Scaife in behind them. Troy Stonestreet, Aaron Smith, Johnny McRoe, Chris Blanchard, Chop Tomlin, and Jeff Ferguson makes up the 10-car grid here this evening. Of course, this circuit mostly well known for the Martinsville MX500 that happens later in the year, 500 laps of Martinsville in the MX5 car. That will be pure chaos for those who attempted in the officials, and is going to be a real rip snorter of a special event. I know it's always a bit of fun for whoever has an attempt. Of course, former broadcast colleague here on the channel, James Parfitt, did it last year. He won it last year, in fact, and he raced the whole thing in VR. It took him hours to complete, so that's his big claim to fame in terms of his racing accoutrement. But as we run it round, pace car will come in. That's a this weekend, sure. P1, 2 in quali A. It's a top effort. It's a top effort there from them, Brendan. Hopefully we can see you on track at some point with us as well, whether it's in the ovals or in the Porsches or whatever comes about on the Wednesday nights in future as well. So the pace car will come into pit lane shortly. Lawler and Chapman, the Project 36 cars at the front of the field, will then lead us away and get us started here at Martinsville. But as I said, it's going to be chaos tonight. David Taskin in with us too. Great to have you in here, Gravy, watching along with us. We need to get you out on track, Gravy, I reckon. That would be fantastic stuff to have happen. So Chapman and Lawler on the front row. 10 cars, 140 laps. It's going to race by uber quickly as the green flag is flown by Barney at Martinsville, and Anderson's on the prowl early in the Volvo in P3 at the moment. Scaife of HRT trying to find his way through as well. They're looking for early moves here, but the lap times, as I said, or the lap count, I should say, is going to come down very quick, but Scaife's been caught out on the outside line, going to be dropping positions quick. So it's a scramble early here for these drivers. Lawler leads the way. Chapman, Anderson, Scaife, Stone Street, the top 5. McRoe, Tomlin, Smith, Ferguson, and Blanchard is at the back of the field, and we've already got a yellow flag. So the first caution is thrown. So Blanchard getting it loose, and now the caution flag is out. So our first safety car of the night, and this is going to become a regular feature of this race, I'm sure, is the pace car. We need to be careful it doesn't run out of fuel all throughout the evening as it comes back onto the circuit. So last week I think we had 2 pace cars. I think we had 2 cautions. This week, well, we're already 50% of the way there. So, it's quite likely this could become a more regular thing throughout the race. One thing to remember too, limited tyre sets as well. Drivers only can change tyre sets 2 times throughout the night. So they have 3 total that they can use. 12 tyres in total as well. We'll see if any of them pop into pit lane for a little top-up of fuel now. Of course, we have no stages. So it's, it's interesting. Gravy saying I got 9.7 gigabytes of updates, so I apologise. Well, that's why you should update it regularly, Gravy, and not just do it once in a blue moon when you decide to go racing. You keep it up to date as much as you can. So as the pace car will come in very, very shortly. It's, we didn't last very long. We did not last very long. And I think as well, I'm making the executive decision, if we don't last more than 5 laps until our next caution, I'm going to drag someone in from the general chat, and we're going to have a quick chat to them whilst we're under caution. That's what I'm going to do tonight. McRoe is in pit lane, so he's taking the little bit of extra fuel. Could be a smart strategy. You never know. These little bits of extra fuel could pay dividends later in the race. As I said, though, no stages. It's one and done. It is from lap 1 to lap 140. It's one race. No stage wins on offer. Oval points in place here for ARCA this evening. And the lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to go green on this next lap. McRoe is back onto the rear of the field. Lawler, Chapman, Anderson, Scaife, Stone Street, Tomlin, Smith, Ferguson, Blanchard, McRoe is the field. And how they'll sit for this pace car restart here tonight at Martinsville. And I don't know, I'm going to put out a quick prediction. Maybe we go 5 laps. Maybe we go 5 laps before the next pace car here this evening. But we'll wait and see. It's all a bit of fun, and they're all going to have a send, so we'll see how long they do last before the pace car is called back out again. He may not even need to hop out of the driver's seat as the green flag is flown once again. And Tomlin's made an early jump past Scaife and Stone Street up into P4. He's now up 5 positions in this one. Ferguson making moves early as well, past Smith and McRoe. Blanchard. Oh, Brendan saying 7. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Tomlin into the wall and spun round. Oh, my God. Aaron Smith as well has been caught up in it. The yellow has been thrown, so we have got a second yellow flag. It's a second caution here. And since we have got a second caution, I'm going to quickly put him on the spot and drag him in. And I've quickly dragged you in here since we're under caution once again so quickly. How many are we going to get in this race?
A lot.
Enough said on that one. Thought process in P3.
Make a PG.
Yeah, make a PG. It's going to be a lot. I mean,
Well, I felt like I was pretty good on the start. I was almost ready to try and dive on the first couple corners. So if I can get it right, I know Kyle started in second and wheel spun a lot and bogged down the right side. So if I'm able to get a good start, I might be able to send it.
well, pre-warn the boys. The more cautions we get, the more of them that get to come and have a chat to me. That's the beauty of the general chat and the power of being able to drag. I will drag
Sounds
you in
good.
for another chat if I rotate through everyone.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
you've got 4 more cautions. Best of luck on the restart. We'll see how you do.
Thanks, mate.
See you, mate. Yes, we finally get to play with those in the general chat and have a good old little chat to them during the caution periods of this race. But I'll tell you what, Lawler and Chapman will be loving this because the more cautions there are, of course, the slower the race is going to go, but means they can't be passed for position. And eventually, if we went caution all the way to the end, they would just win the race. So couldn't be any more typical Martinsville if that were to happen. We'll see how long they survive. They lasted 2 laps, as Brendan just said. 2 laps before we had another caution. We could possibly go 2 to 10. Who knows? It depends how quickly they can clean themselves up off this restart and get into their rhythm here tonight as well. Lights out on the pace car, though. It's going to be coming into pit lane this time by. The next time they traverse around 3 and 4, there will be no iRacing pace car ahead of them. They'll be going green flag running once again. You heard it from the man in P3 himself, Jack Anderson. He said it just then. Felt like he had a good start. We'll see if he can run with the leaders off this restart and if he can maybe sneak a position before another inevitable caution is called. Rhiannon saying don't put the Moz on him. I love putting the Moz on him. I'm going to do it every single time. Trust me on that one. Green flag flies though, and we're underway once again at Martinsville. So Lawler and Chapman will lead us through turn 1, 2 once again. Anderson's gone with him. Scaife's there too. Stone Street and Ferguson battling away. McRoe and Smith have made contact on the back straight. McRoe's been spun round. There's no caution called just yet, but Smith's gone round again. These guys have got to be careful because the leaders will be coming through any moment now if they can't get those cars running. There's no caution that's been called just yet, but it is absolute limbs. Here is Smith's going slow on the inside line. Needs to be careful of the lap traffic coming past him here as they begin lap 14 of 140. We are officially a 10th of the way there. And this is probably the longest period we've gone without a caution thus far, which is good to see. 20.24 seconds is the fastest lap from David Lawler at the moment. Scaife on the inside of Anderson, down at 3 and 4. He wants to get it done. Ando clips the wall on the exit. Through goes Scaife into P3. As Tomlin's dropping a little bit below Stone Street here, so a couple of the Chevy SS's battling away at the back of the field. Ferguson, the sole Toyota this week. Sponsored by Axel, I believe it is. No more GIF for him. Should have renamed him Axel Ferguson. On the back of the lap traffic of Aaron Smith at this stage. So it seems we have finally, I spoke too soon, settled into a rhythm here as Ferguson just doors Smith out the way. I mean, every right to do so. He has a lap ahead of him. Scaife and Anderson swapping and changing positions as they run it up through 1 and 2 once again. So again, it's short track racing. It's going to be a lot of through 1 and 2, through 3 and 4 because it is short. It's a short track. There's not much straights to battle your way through. And I have just seen that my good old friend Sparkles is watching. So thank you so much, Jack, for watching at home. I'm glad he's watching the carnage ensuing. Again, though, this has been the longest green period of the race, which is good to see. Be interesting what the strategy is tonight in terms of pit stopping, what the tyre strategy is. Do you take tyres early, or do you save the sets for later in the race? Again, you've only got 2 changes available to you. You want to try and average around about 45 laps per tyre stint in this race. Any more than that, and you're really starting to burn them out. You can get away with 50. That'll then give you the last stint of about 40 laps. But it would really, really tingle the bones to try and force it too hard all throughout. Scaife, though, is all of a sudden under pressure here from Ferguson, who's starting to sit right on him as they run it down the back straight here at Martinsville. So Lawler and Chapman controlling the field at the moment. Ando's right on it, but it's anyone's game as Ferguson just sneaks his way through on Scaife. Tucked the nose in up the inside, got it through there. Stone Street's hot on his heels now as well. Inside line for Stone Street. Can he get the power down to the Chevy SS? And he gets it past the Holden Commodore of Kyle Scaife. Takes the position. And now... what is on the back of this car? Chill out. Eat a pickle. Okay, interesting interesting slogan there of Jordan Ferguson's new car, or Jeff Ferguson as he's currently known. Of course, his hometown is of Manchester. Kyle Scaife's hometown, of course, the HRT factory, at least of where it was. That is his hometown. So we'll see how well he can do here tonight. Tomlin, who was very, very strong last week, of course, he has already pit for some fuel tonight. So that will have a part to play later in the race. Blanchard brought out the first caution of the race. McRowe, who's pitted as well. So he's taken some early fuel on board. He's about to get passed by Jeff Ferguson here in P4 at this stage. He's just trying to sneak his way through as well. Lawler at the front, though. Gravy in the chat there. Yeah, you got to be careful around Anderson. He'll take you out. He will indeed. I mean, you know, of course, he's representing the Swedes tonight. He is a bit like an IKEA furniture set. He's missing a couple of screws, but he's willing to push on and willing to try and put a test to the other drivers in the field as well. So he's doing well. But look at this battle in behind him. Ferguson, Stone Street. They've got McRowe, who's a bit of lap traffic with them. But it is really starting to heat up now in terms of saving those tyres, saving a little bit of fuel as well. Be interesting what the pit stop strategy is for some drivers. Ando running that wide line through 3 and 4 has now just allowed Ferguson just to get back up onto him as they run it down the back straight out of turn 2. The leaders just coming through 3 and 4. There's Ando, there's Ferguson, there's Stone Street. That's how close the gap is between them. And it's already lap 28 of 140. It is going to click on by like a millisecond hand on a clock here. They are going to go by so quickly. Big slide, though, from Ferguson off the exit there. That could let Stone Street through. Now, the main point is they want to try and make at least 45 laps on this fuel. If they can make 45 laps, it means they can equalise the tyre life and they can equalise the planning for when they take those tyres. If they can't make 45, it's going to make the strategy a little bit more difficult for them. So as Fergo and Stone Street continue on around, I must say, the battling last week at Charlotte, there was some absolute crackers. The battle for the race lead was absolutely epic. And of course, you know, short track racing like this at Martinsville, it's a different style of oval racing. I mentioned the, especially with Scott Rankin in our post-race chat last week, the little nuances of oval racing, picking when you take tyres, how you save them. when you push, when you don't push, when you save fuel, which lane you want to be in, stuff like that. That's the mindset of, a super speedway, driver, a massive speedway, a Daytona, a Charlotte, a Talladega, stuff like that. So, those really are going to start to open it up for us as well. We've got love out there in the personal DMs of myself from Sparkles, giving he's 100% rooting for Mr. Jiff Ferguson, who is on screen at the moment in the Doge car. He's currently chasing down Jack Anderson. They've got the lap traffic of Chris Blanchard just ahead of them at this stage. So they're doing very, very well. You can see as well in the chat, we've got the top fans feature, where you gain XP for being a top fan. I'm not 100% sure what it gets you, mind you, but it's just good to see who is chatting the most with us out there whilst they're watching along. So we appreciate you getting into the chat with us as well. Ferguson's really started to put the jets back on now. Started to chase down Anderson here for P3. Chapman and Lawler, well, they've somewhat broken away. I mean, Lawler's around at turn 3. Chapman is then just coming down the back straight. Then there's Anderson right there, hunting him down. So they're not too far away. They have got lap traffic of Aaron Smith ahead of them. But again, pit lane strategy could be a big part to play tonight. The hardest part of this track is the pit lane entry. Do you get a speeding and pit lane penalty? We saw it come the way of Jack Michelson last week, cost him an opportunity at a win. It could cost one of these drivers here tonight as well if it comes their way. Project 36, lap 36. It is lap 36, and it was led by Project 36 car in David Lawler as well. The best lap of the race. Oh, sorry. No, actually, no. I'm going to claim the second best lap. The best lap will come later. Rhiannon saying you get moral superiority. This is true. We do get moral superiority. Caution is out, though, as Johnny McRowe has had an incident. Let's have a quick look at what happened to him, and then we'll have a quick chat to him as well, put him on the spot. Well, he got turned by Scaife there, down at 3-4. That's Dragon Row, and force him to have a quick chat to us. Mr. McRowe, I'm forcing you in here because the caution was called thanks to your incident. How much was that Kyle's fault then?
95.
95%.
Yeah.
Will there be a retaliation on your behalf towards him?
Due to the stewards probably listening in, I can neither confirm nor deny.
What stewards?
You.
We have no stewards.
If you say fair game, then game on.
I mean, he dumped you. It's fair game. Dump him back.
Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Righto.
Yeah. All right, get the car fixed. Get the pit stop happening. We'll see how you go throughout this one. I might even drag Kyle in for a quick distraction chat too. I won't mention anything of you going to turn him on the restart though. I'll keep that under. All right, no worries. All right, see you, Johnny.
Bye.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello, Hamish.
What do you call that?
Yeah, mistakes. I thought the door was left open.
Hang on. A man who sees a door shut thinks it was left open and then just kicks it in.
Yeah, just gotta send it, mate.
All right. Well,
And
are you gonna come back through pit lane or come through pit lane to get yourself some fuel at some point? Or are you trying to push on now to equal the pit stop out at 45?
Trying to just keep going, trying to get some time back on these guys.
Oh, very good. Are you going to open Johnny's door again at some point?
Oh, I'll try not to. If he gets in my way, though, you might have to watch out.
There could be another dumping coming. All right, best of luck. So there you go.
Thanks, mate. You too.
Oh, well, we love being able to just chat absolute dog wallop with the drivers as they're about to get ready for the restart. It's one of the rare occasions we actually do get to do it during a race. We try and keep it as fair as possible. Of course, we're not going to talk to them during a green period, only under caution. And for them to have a chat to us, they need to be in the general chat of the Discord so we can drag them in for a quick chat as well. So if you're watching this back, and you're open to being dragged in next week when we're at Texas for the Longhorn 90, hop in the general chat and we'll drag you in. And we'll have a chat to you at midpoint through the race. There are a couple of different general chat channels, so you're not just stuck in the one listening to other drivers. We just request that you don't deafen yourself, so you know when you've been dragged in, and you know when you're being talked to as well. So as we run it round to restart this race, Kurt Chapman leads the way Lawler has pit under this pace car importantly. So did Mick Rowe, so did Jiff Ferguson as well. As Chapman gets us back underway, green flag running lap 42 of 140. How else is this one going to go throughout the rest of this race? The drivers ready to put the boot into it and send it as they run their way forward. Anderson P2. Chomlin has just run it a bit wide. Has to tuck back in behind Stone Street ahead of Scaife. So pressure's starting to build now all throughout this one for these drivers. Of course, full blame was put on Kyle Scaife for that moment between him and Johnny Rowe. So good to see, though, that at least it was admitted. Aaron Smith into pit road under green flag conditions. I have a feeling he may have made a mistake and then just decided to bring it in. We are still under green flag, though, of course. No yellow flag at this stage of the race. So Chapman leads to Lawler, who is pitted. Anderson P2. So Lawler's currently on the strategic edge here compared to the other drivers in this race. Stone Street, Tomlin, Scaife, Ferguson, Blanchard, McRow, and then Smith is in pit road. So as we begin lap 46, looks to be Project 36 dominance here, but how will the strategy play out for them? Aaron Smith's just exited pit road. He'll have to let these cars pass him. Avoiding action. Kurt Chapman having to take avoiding action right to the inside. Anderson's been forced wide. Nearly into the wall there. Now tucks up back behind Troy Stone Street. That there could have ended in tears massively. Smith is back in. He's back into pit road after getting in the way of the race leaders. Hopefully that does not become more of a moment throughout this race. Oh, massive brown pants, Brendan. Massive brown. He wore his brown pants. That's smart. Maybe Lawler and Chapman need a brown livery for themselves. Ferguson and Scaife battling away. So Ferguson now back past him, but the evasive action of Chapman and Lawler, exceptional at the front of the field. That could have ended deadly. Smith is back in pit lane. I don't know if he's out of this race or not, but he is in pits, it seems. Lawler in a solid position right now, has taken a pit stop in this race. I assume he has taken tyres as well. Of course, they get 2 tyre changes in this one, 3 sets across the race. So they've really got to stretch them out. Tomlin, who pit back on lap 8, has really got to stretch his tyres out. He's got to go to probably roughly lap 60 just to get some benefit now out of these tyres, as Ferguson and Scaife battle it through the final few corners. But the battle up the front is uber close at the moment. Stoney and Chapman with Anderson in behind them on the Ovlov. Albanando is looking to sneak it up there on Stone Street. Could not quite get there. Brendan's saying, I can't even tell you we left these boys to drown on their own. Well, hopefully you gave them some floaties. Brendan, and they managed to keep themselves upright in this one here. So, as I said, David Lawler in a great strategic position. Maybe a misplay from some of the other drivers not coming in under the caution. I suppose the more cautions we have, the more it will equalise, but still, I mean, maybe they play the game of try and go halfway, change tyres, and then try and go another halfway again, and then really have good tyres to the end of the race. That could be the game plan now of some of these cars. Anderson really wants that inside line on Stone Street at turn 1-2. Could not quite get it through at that stage. Into 3 and 4 now. Wants it up the inside. Big send from Ando. Gives it a little tap on the rear of Stone Street. Couldn't quite get past him. Unsettled him slightly, but lets him continue on as Tomlin's now under assault from the Chad native, formerly of Somalia, Jiff Ferguson, hometown of Manchester, here trying to put the charge on Chop Tomlin ahead of him. So this is a good battle as well. I'll be interested to see how the championship standings stack up after tonight's race. Of course, some big major players out this week. That could have some major implications leading into round 3 for the Longhorn 90 next week at Texas. Now, there is a drop round in place, so it will be an early drop round for those drivers, but it just makes it that little bit harder to stay within the championship fight as Ferguson tucks it up the inside of Tomlin in a great move. Up ahead of them, Ando battling away with Stone Street. Blanchard a lap down in with them. Where is Scaife? He's further back. Where's McRow? He's just up and getting passed by the leader at the moment. So David Lawler laps Johnny McRow once again. Kurt Chapman in behind them. P2, Stone Street P3, Anderson, Ferguson, Tomlin, Scaife, Blanchard, McRow, Smith. Big send from Ferguson takes back the lapped position ahead of Blanchard. I also just want to sort of reiterate as well. I know I joked with Johnny about dumping Scaife back again. I do just want to point out we don't agree with people deliberately dumping other drivers again and again and again. Those two guys are friends, and I think it's fair play on their behalf. They can have that style of race. So I just want to reiterate and clear that up for everyone watching. If you're watching for the first time, would not say that if it was, of course, a premium series like the Porsche Cups on Monday. That would be a no-no, but tonight it's a bit of fun. These guys are out there. They're having a laugh. They're in the general chat together. They're chatting some absolute monstrosities together, I'm sure. So, yeah, that's the only reason why I said that to him. As Ando's finally gotten past Stone Street, who's actually run it wide. And NASCAR is rubbing his racing, of course, Brendan, as well. So I think a bit of a dump's okay, as long as they don't just, Jolie Logano them. Then that's fine. We are under caution again, and I think it might be McRow who had had the incident that's actually brought the pace car back out. This is what happened. So this is down at turn 1-2. Ran it wide, ran it into the wall, and then Stone Street finished the job. And Roundy went back in. So those drivers who did not pit on the last pace car are now copping the benefits. Anderson in, Stone Street in, Ferguson, Tomlin, Scaife, all in to take tyres and all in to take fuel as well. And this has worked out well for them because not only are they not giving up time to the leaders, which is Kurt Chapman's not come in, so he's trying to run it long, but they've come in now. They can take tyres. If they can go another 63 laps, it's a short stint to the end on that rubber. But for Kurt Chapman, he may have left himself out to dry here by staying on track on the old rubber. These guys are now going to have, relatively speaking, 25 lap newer tyres than the race leader as Blanchard's continued round, but we assume he may come into pit road, take some tyre and fuel. He is going to do exactly that as he comes back in. Aaron Smith back out on track as well. Good to see him continuing on. Of course, as I said, unlimited fast repairs. So if you wreck, you can get back out there. You can have a bit more fun. So David Lawler, where does he now stand in this race for supremacy? Of course, Ando, he's on 25 lap newer tyres. He's showing some pretty good pace. Ferguson's in the same boat as well. Same as Tomlin. Same as Scaife. Brendan saying he thinks Chapman's trying to save for a late safety car. It's a fair plan. It's a fair plan, Brendan. And I suppose the statistics would say it's a good game plan. Save for a late pace car. But I think the fact that we've just gone one of our longest green periods without one, that says to me that are we truly guaranteed to have one at a crucial point of the race for him? Because I suppose we could be, and he's not really giving up too much compared to the other drivers, but I don't know. I don't know if this pays out for him or not. He's in a solid position, of course, P2. It could pay off, I suppose, if there is a late pace car. Everyone else could dart in and take some tyres as well. But only time will tell here at Martinsville. For the Martins Thrill 140, we're going to get green once again. 65 laps of 140 completed. Lap 66 beginning and getting underway. So Anderson's already putting the pressure onto Chapman and Lawler. So Ando is already trying to battle for the lead. Lawler's straight into pit road, so he wants to take some tyres and some fuel now. Gets out of the battle and gets back onto track soon. So that was a late dart into pit lane from Lawler, because I think he realised the kind of rubber advantage these cars have, and I think that's the other issue as well for Chapman, is he's waiting for a late safety car, but all these guys now are on fresh rubber as contact's made. Scape turns Tomlin. Scape turns Tomlin. It's another yellow flag. Lawler's still in pit road, and he has gone. Has he gone a lap down, or has he come out behind the pace car? That's the question. He's come through pit road. He's taken... Actually, he's claiming he put on lap 38. So did he have a drive-through? As Tomlin and Scaife have kept going, Chapman's in, McRowe's in as well. I don't think Chapman could hold on for too much longer there, trying to wait for the late safety car. I think he knew with that pace discrepancy of the old rubber, he had to come in. Why did Lawler come through pit lane? He was in, he pulled it up. Did he drive straight through? Did he have a drive-through? I think he had a drive-through. He did. He had a drive-through. Very interesting. Unless he just decided not to actually take the stop because he knew he'd be waiting. So he deliberately kept going. We are in the pace car again, so let's have a quick chat to Chris Tomlin. Chop, just to quickly interrupt you there. What sort of receipt has good old Kyle Scaife got coming his way after he turned you?
Well, it's the second time in this race, so, I'm just, we're getting his punch card ready, so...
Oh, very good. That's two that he's got coming his way now, so he's going to be a targeted man.
I might bank them for another race, though, so...
Save him for Texas. Really make him wish he didn't turn you at Martinsville.
Make it hurt. That's the go. I've got the pace to get him on the restarts, but that's about as far as it goes, so... We just see how it goes. I'm the solo LCR car out here, so... Got to, quite a flag for the team.
Well, hopefully we see the boys back again next week for Texas. Best of luck on the restart, Chop. Appreciate you coming and have a quick chat. We'll catch up with you soon, and we'll see where you end up.
Cheers, see you, mate.
Well, Kyle Scaife starting to make some enemies out there. Ando leads the way. Ferguson P2, Scaife P3. Three friends. This could not possibly end poorly, could it? It's got to be straight green flag running between them. For certainty, lap 72 of 140. We're past the halfway point of this race, and we're back underway. Yeah, jumped the caution. Yep. Yeah, he didn't want to stop in pits. So, oh, he jumped. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so he jumped the caution. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate it. So Ando leads the way. Ferguson, Scaife, Tomlin, Blanchard, Chapman, Stone Street, Lawler's in pits. So is McRowe. So we'll see what Lawler does now for this second pit stop of the race. So Anderson has had a good restart here. So's Ferguson, so's Scaife with him. Tomlin up the front as well. Fastest lap of the race from Jiff Ferguson, 19.98. He's spread the Jiff as wide as possible, and he's gotten it. Oh, he got speeding for his drive-through. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Brendan. Appreciate it. As Scaife has run it wide and dropped back a little bit here. So that's now taking him out of contention at the front of the field. Will Lawler rejoin the circuit? Oh, it's a long stop. I don't know if he will. Unless it's a stop hold. McRowe's in pit lane as well. I don't know if he'll rejoin. Hopefully they will. So Ando and Ferguson will look to battle this one out. We expect another pit stop. We expect the pit stops to really start happening around about lap maybe 95, maybe lap 100. It's not too out of this world to go 40 odd laps on a set of tyres, so that might be when we see it happening. Chapman's starting to fight his way through. I think now the issue now for Chapman is he's almost going to be forced to take a late stop to take that second set, because if he tries to stay out there on the one stop and we start getting cautions, he is going to be under a lot of strife, because he's going to be on old tyres and everyone else has one more set as well to take. So that could have a big part to play later in this race if he has not planned for that. That could be one thing to think about as well. Blanchard is pushing uber hard right now to get past the Holden Commodore of Kyle Scaife. No relation. And as they run their way down towards the final few corners, do we get wave rounds? We have Lucky Dog. So there's Lucky Dog, Brendan. Lawler's back out on track. So the highest seated lapped car will get waved around. So at this stage, David would get the wave around with the Lucky Dog rule. So it's okay if he's a lap down. He can get back on the lead lap if there is a pace car here tonight. We saw it happen last week. There's also as well, if you're behind the pace car and you're ahead of the leaders, you also get waved around too. So he should get Lucky Dog and also get waved around if he's ahead of the leaders as well. So that can still pay off for him throughout this race. So Ando and Ferguson currently the closest two cars on track. Chapman P3, Tomlin, Scaife the top five, Blanchard, Stone Street. Then there's David Lawler, Johnny McRoe, and Aaron Smith still rocking and rolling around at the moment. Around the WKMP boys are Blanchard and Stoney. In fact, he's actually gone past Blanchard there in a good move. Stone Street's come past as well. These guys are going to start battling now. Lap 84 coming up of 140. We are nearly 2/3 the way there. It's been a pretty good race, nonetheless. Even with the limited number of cars in the field, been a solid race thus far. A couple of cautions out there, but the strategy plays have been massive, and that's what's going to be the big factor tonight, is the strategy. I think it'll be similar next week at Texas Motor Speedway for the Longhorn 90. I think really we're only going to get true form of pace that's going to be a factor in winning a race at Watkins Glen for the 30 laps of the Glen in round 4. That's going to be the first showing of true pace will you to the race win. But Ando is controlling this field nicely at the moment. We do also give away, I believe, a bonus point for leading a lap, so he's getting a bonus point for that at the moment. Jeff Ferguson would like that bonus point too, so you'll want to try and get past the Volvo driver in P1 on the road at this stage. As we'll come around turn 3-4 to start lap 87. So we're starting to get these longer green periods now towards the back half of this race, of course. We will take this quick time though, since we are past the halfway point, to give a thanks to one of our series title sponsors, VRS Virtual Racing School. They are linked directly in the description below, www.vrs.com. Head over there, sign up for the service. They've got plenty of stuff on offer, including setups and training as well on there through guys such as Madison Down. They've also obviously got products available with pedals and wheels too. So go support those guys. We're going to take this time to quickly thank them with a quick ad break. We'll be back very, very shortly with more Rod Knock Cup action live from Martinsville Speedway for the Martins Thrill 140 this evening as Jack Anderson leads the way.
These are the VRS Dark Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All three pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so a really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit IRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Big thank you once again to VRS for their support of the VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series here from the iRacing World Challenge. The next race of that series takes place Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Myself and Brett O'Brien in the booth for that one when we go racing out at Winton for sprint round action once again. Of course, next week for the Rod Knott Cup, we go racing at Texas Motor Speedway, as I mentioned, for the Longhorn 90 laps of Texas Motor Speedway, going to be a big test. Whilst we were away, Jeff Ferguson has taken the lead of this race from Jack Anderson, who is struggling for tyre grip at the moment as we've just started lap 100 of 140 in this race. Kurt Chapman has begun chasing them back down again towards the front of the field. A couple of drivers have come through pit road whilst we were away. Troy Stonetrip was in on lap 94 for his second stop of the race, be his final tyre change. He will now go 46 laps to the end on those tyres. Lawler, as I said, came in on lap 72. He's still lapped down at the moment. Currently, the top-seeded lapped car is Chris Blanchard, so he would be the lucky dog at this stage. For Ferguson, though, it is dominating at the front as Chapman's come back through on Anderson, who's been out on those tyres now for 30 or 40 laps nearly. He wants to go a couple more. He's trying to come back up the inside of Chapman, take back P2 on the road. Couple of, a Mustang and a Volvo S60 battling away here for P2. Letting the Toyota Camry of Jeff Ferguson, just run away with things at the front of the field. We also want to give a quick shout out to all our series sponsors. Of course, Infinity Broadcasting. We broadcast the series here from the IRWC, so it's a massive gratitude to you guys who help support the series, not only by watching here at Infinity Broadcasting, but by participating in the series as well. So if you could, I know I said it earlier, if you could and you're watching for the first time, you've been here for a while and you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing here in the IRWC or in the V8 Veterans. Next race of that series goes live tomorrow night for round 2 out at Road Atlanta of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans for the split 2 action of season 24. Myself and Brett Fisher in the booth for that one. Be an absolute cracking race. 150 Ks, 37 laps around Road Atlanta. It'll be 1 CPS on offer tomorrow. So a little bit less strategy, a little bit more pedal to the metal action for you out of the Gen 3 supercars of the over 40s variety. We are now, though, at lap 106 of 140. This has been our longest green period of the race thus far. Will we get a late safety car where the front runners can drop in, take some fuel, take some tyres and push on to the very end? Kurt Chapman's got to find some pace because Ferguson has been lapping it up recently. He's set the fastest lap of the race at 19.98. His last lap was the fastest of the front runners at 20.59, 0.03 faster than Kurt Chapman in P2 at the moment, but he is coming up on some lap traffic, so he'll have to try and traverse that as best he can. Does not want to be held up by them, doesn't want to be crashed into by them. He wants to keep on pushing through and try to take his first win of the season. Could it be the new livery? Could it be the Axel sponsored this car livery here tonight? Only time will tell if it's going to pay off for him. He is coming up, though, on Kyle Scaife and Johnny McRoe. We heard from him before that McRoe has got a receipt coming the way of Scaife. Whether that's going to come tonight, as McRoe may have attempted it there or not, I'm not sure. But he's on that inside line, and Ferguson wants to try and sneak on by. Up the inside of McRoe he goes, race leader through, and pushing away. And he's trying to run away at the moment from Kurt Chapman. That is the goal for the race leader. Get through the lap traffic as quickly as possible and stay away from Kurt Chapman at this point. Lap 110 of 140, 30 laps to go of Martinsville. Scaife gives him plenty of room up on the high line. Doesn't want to try and hold him up as best he can. So Ferguson can now push on. Whew, what a race, though. What a race it's been. It has absolutely flown by, even with the cautions we've had. We've actually had less cautions than what I thought we'd have. We've had a longer green period than I thought we'd have as well. So it's been really, really good to see. But the X factor of an extra pace car is still there. It could still happen and really shake up the end of this race. I don't know if Ferguson would want it. I don't know if he'd want a late pace car or not. He would very likely want to pit to force a strategy choice from Chapman. Oh, but it would be an absolute... It'd be an interesting choice. Interesting choice for sure on what he could play out here. He's up on Tomlin now, who, as he said, is a lap down and is about to be lapped by Ferguson. He has got Chapman on his heels, 1.2 seconds is the gap, but the laps are beginning to trickle on down as he just tucks up the inside of Tomlin. Gets that move completed and now fights his way forward and continues to move on. What is the battle going to be like, though, with Chapman in behind him? What is it going to be like in him trying to battle his way past Jeff Ferguson at the front of the field? It's a very important question, and one that I think we're going to find out in around about maybe 5 laps time. If he can catch him, that's the question. If he can actually catch him. He has got 6 lap newer tyres than what Ferguson has as we hit the 25 laps to go mark of the Martinsville 140. So 25 to go here at Martinsville. When does Ferguson pit? Do we get a caution to the end? What have we still got in store here at Martinsville? And has Ferguson saved a tyre set for the last portion of this race? He has done 2 pit stops. If he hasn't saved a tyre set, he could be in strife. Really could be in trouble. So, as we continue on, 23 to go. Ferguson, Chapman, 1.2 seconds is still the gap. Ando running strong in behind them. Tomlin in behind him. Then there's Scaife and McRoe still going side by side. Not really battling, of course. They are a lap down, or a lap differential on each other. But Scaife has got a lap ahead of Blanchard. On the same lap as Stone Street, who's on the same lap as Lawler. Technically, but Lawler is a full rotation behind him in terms of distance for the interval. McRoe and Smith still running around, which is good to see, but the Chad driver of Jeff Ferguson leads the way. 0.5 of a second now, back to Chapman. So he's hot on the heels of Ferguson, and I think he'll be saying right now, chill out, eat a pickle, to Chapman in the hopes that He won't try and take this one, try and claw this one out of the grips of victory, out of the grips of history, if you will, for Jeff Ferguson. Be the first Englishman to win in the IRWC, so he'll be making history on that front in terms of modern history in the IRacing World Challenge. He has taken wins before in the GT4s and the Legends World Challenge series that we ran back in 2024. He's not yet taken a race win in 2025. He's one of the race controllers now of the VRS Porsche Cup Series 2, so Fridays is his day to go racing with us here in the IRWC. And he would love to take out this victory here tonight. If you put your money on him at the start, well, could have been smart money, quite possibly. I think the smarter money was definitely on Chapman or Lawler. But, you know, he was maybe paying $2 to the $1.10 or $1.15 that Chapman and Lawler were, but Jordan is a very, very strong oval racer, and when he can put his head down, put his bum up and push forward, he can really drive the wheels off this thing if he wishes to. And he's powered by Doge here tonight. Doge Woofer Energy. Feed a Doge a treat, he'll feed you for life. As the yellow flag has been thrown, so caution is out. The race leader has not come into pit road. He'll probably have to wait to do so. And I think it might have been Johnny McRowe who's brought out another caution here tonight, and it's down at turn 3-4. Oh, sorry, no, turn 1-2 it was. Oh, no, it's a bad spot. It's a bad spot for it to happen as well. So yellow flags thrown. Ferguson and Anderson are coming in. Chapman staying out. Could this be a race-ending decision? It's 16 to go, and two of the front runners are in. Tomlin's going to get the lucky dog. Oh my God. Could this cost Chapman? Could it win the race for Ferguson and Anderson? It'll be fresh rubber on these cars. It'll be a little bit of fuel possibly to the end as well. What a play. Chapman has stayed out. If you thought the cards couldn't fall any harder, or you thought the house couldn't turn on its head anymore, staying out for Kurt Chapman could lose him this race, because Ferguson and Anderson have come in, and Anderson has come out ahead of Ferguson. He's come out ahead of Ferguson. Now Tomlin got the wave around, so he's actually between these two, but he's giving the position to Ferguson here. In fact, he's coming into pit road. So this now becomes a strife, a game of strife for Chapman, because two of the front runners are going to be able to come past the lap traffic, and they are going to be on his heels with faster tyres on board and fuel to get to the end. This right now has turned on its head. What a way for this race to possibly end. Oh my God. This is massive implications for this race. Chapman, arguably, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, has misplayed this so hard to stay out on tyres that are nearly 50 laps old is an incredible misplay. In fact, they're 40 laps old, to confirm. 40 lap old tyres, and the two guys who are on your heels for position are on fresh rubber and able to push forward. This here is a massive misplay. It's a massive F for Chapman. F's in the chat from Brendan. This could be a race-winning strategy from Jeff Ferguson. David Lawler's going to do all he can to try and hold him off. We're underway once again. It's 12 to go, but fresh rubber on Ferguson's car could say to us, how long is it going to be until he gets past, as Anderson's had contact in the background. And it's a caution once again. And if you're Chapman, you've got to come into pit road. You've got to come into pit road if you're Chapman, because you cannot afford to have this thing continue on this way, because your teammate's going to get possibly waved around. Something I think that Brendan's saying. But if you're Chapman, you've got to pit. You've got to come in for tyres. He stayed out again. He has stayed out again with another caution thrown. It's 11 laps to go. Ferguson is right there. He is right there on his heels on fresh tyres. Maybe he's hopeful that we're going to go caution for caution for caution for caution to the end. Maybe that's the hope for Chapman. It's probably the only hope for Chapman at this stage. With 10 laps to go, he's on old rubber. He's got to try and push on. And since we're under caution, we're going to cheaply take this time to have a chat to Jordan Ferguson. Jordan, I need to point this out to you right now, my friend. Chapman still has not pitted for tyres. What do you think he's doing?
For track position, but we seen earlier that new tyres seem to be a hell of a lot quicker, so...
Well, his team boss is frantically sweating in the chat right now because he's still obviously out there on the old tyres. I think you just got to keep your head cool now and push on, because obviously on the fresh set, don't try and push too hard. Just put the pressure on him, see what happens.
Yeah, no, been pretty comfortable around here actually, and pretty confident in myself, so...
That's good, that's good.
That's really good.
Keep it up then, we'll see how you go towards the checkered flag.
Will do, thank you very much.
Thank you, best of luck. Oh, words from a man at the front of the field with fresh rubber on his car. Oh, this has gotten spicy. It has gotten spicy. You can forget the last 132 laps. It's all going to come down to the last 7 laps of this race. When the pace car comes in this time by, Ferguson and Tomlin on fresh rubber are going to be hounding the back of Kurt Chapman's Mustang. It's a Mustang Camry SS battle for the race win at Martinsville Speedway. It's green flag running again in Martinsville, and Chapman has tried to pull away early. We'll see what Ferguson and Tomlin can do from the front of the field, because their battle forward... Well, Tomlin's in. Tomlin's had to come in. I have to wonder if he's jumped the green, because Tomlin is back in pit lane. So unless he's underfilled the car, this here might be a drive-through for him, which has made Jeff Ferguson's life a whole lot easier here tonight in his battle for the race win with Chapman. Fresh rubber on board the Camry, old rubber on board the Mustang. If there's a caution, Chapman needs to pit. If there's not, it could be Ferguson's to win here. He wants this move so bad. He wants this race win. He's just got to try and have a go of it. Tomlin's back out of pit lane to confirm it was a drive-through. So he jumped the green, did Tomlin. He's now a lap down on these guys. And Ferguson wants this race win so badly. He's been so strong all night. Chapman will be sweating so hard. Here comes Ferguson up the inside at 3 and 4. Can he have the grip on the inside line? Ferguson in the 21 gets the drive off the corner. He'll have the inside line at 1-2. He'll take the race lead here at Martinsville with 3 laps to go. Fresh rubber on the Camry, old rubber on the Mustang. Could have cost Kurt Chapman this race. The lap traffic of Tomlin's not going to worry Ferguson too much. He knows that Tomlin's on new rubber. It's 2 laps to go here at Martinsville Speedway. And for Jeff Ferguson, this looks to be a strategic masterclass from him and a strategic blunder from Chapman in behind him as well. White flag lap at Martinsville. One more lap. One little lap more. There was contact in behind, but it's green-white checkered action. It's white flag this time by. And the 21, the Doge entry of Jeff Ferguson of Chad, formerly of Somalia, hometown of Manchester, takes the race win at Martinsville and an absolute blinder for the Martinsville 140. Chapman threw it away in the strategy, and Anderson comes home on the podium. Tomlin, Stone Street, Blanchard, Lawler, Scaife, McRowan, Smith. What a race it was. And what a race win it was for this man in Jeff Ferguson. Ferguson, you are a race winner in the IRWC Rod Knott Cup, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mate, that there, what a strategy play from you. What a blunder from Chapman. The boss right now of Brendan Griffiths is very likely swearing him out for not pinning under that caution. But, man, it paid off for you in the end. Great, well done. Great job.
Thank you very much. Seemed to suit my driving style this track as well. I don't know, it was, yeah, it's very comfortable and seemed to keep a good pace. And, yeah, taking the tyres in that last stop seemed to help as well, so...
Well, it would seem so. I suppose then, one to watch for Langley in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's a track I know as well. I've actually been to before. This is the first time I've actually raced around this track, even though I do know it. But yeah, I have a bit of a better time there as well in terms of getting onto it straight away.
Well, mate, that there was... You need to watch back the last part of that race because it was as intense as ever. My voice is gone. Incredibly proud of that effort from you. You've done it for yourself. You've done it for Chad.
I have.
You've done it formerly of Somalia, hometown of Manchester. You've done it for the memory of Diogo Jota as well. Congratulations,
Indeed.
Jordan. Fantastic win and fantastic chunk of points as well.
Thank you very much. And just a big shout out to both Kurt and Jack as well for the great battles that we had and keeping it clean and just, yeah, it was good racing all around. It was very fun.
Well, Jordan, or Jiff, as we know you on the broadcast. I'll have to change it now to Axel since that's on the car.
I am Axel this week.
Or Doge Ferguson, possibly. Doge Ferguson, yeah. But, no, congratulations, mate. Well done. And we'll see you next week at the Longhorn 90 for Texas Motor Speedway.
That you will.
No worries. See you then.
See you, mate. Thank you.
Our race winner there, Jordan Ferguson, and a fantastic effort for him here tonight. His first race win in the IRWC for 2025 and an absolutely cracking way to do it too here at Martinsville here this evening. The Martins Thrill 140 comes to an end for us here this evening. The way it finished out, it was Jeff Ferguson to Kurt Chapman, Jack Anderson, Chop Tomlin, Troy Stonestreet for our top 5, Chris Blanchard, David Lawler, Kyle Scaife, Johnny McRow and Aaron Smith for our 10 drivers in the end. Next time we're on your screens for Rod Knott Cup action. We'll be going racing out at Texas Motor Speedway for the Longhorn 90. Be sure to join us then next week, Friday night, July 11th, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We go live just for the warm-up and then into the race. But what an incredible night it's been. If you guys want to see any more action here on Infinity Broadcasting, be sure to hit the like button to subscribe. The bell icon as well. Coming up on your screens here this weekend from Infinity Broadcasting. Tomorrow night, the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 24, Round 2, out at Road Atlanta. And then Monday night for Season 2, Round 3. Round 4, sorry, of the IRWC VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series to go racing out at Winton for split round action. Myself, Brent O'Brien, in the booth for that one. Massive shout out to all our series sponsors, VRS Virtual Racing School, Infinity Broadcasting, SPP Graphics, and Black Art Designs as well. You find direct links to VRS and SPP Graphics in the description below. If you want to have a chat about sorting something out with Infinity Broadcasting or Black Art Designs too, send me a message over on Discord. We have got Mr. Anderson in here with us, Mr. P3 Anderson, very quickly whilst we're signing out. Congratulations. You did it for Sweden. You did it for IKEA.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, hopefully we can get a couple of more... a couple more Swedish sponsors. It was pretty tough out there, actually.
We'll have to find you an IKEA car for next week.
Oh, that can be arranged.
The Swedish meatball returns for the Longhorn 90.
The Swedish Inquisition. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations
to Jeff.
Congratulations to Jordan.
Yeah. As he's now known Doge Ferguson as well, not Jeff anymore, Doge.
Yeah. And Kurt had a lot of pace as well, and same as David Lawler. He was very unlucky. I think he might have got a black flag under the restart, but
yeah, he did.
It was very good.
Yeah, and then poor old Chop also copped a black flag for jumping the caution on that last restart, so he had to drive through pit lane.
No, it was unsafe exit. He made a contact with one of the bollards.
Well,
was either the exit or the entry was unsafe.
Well, don't do that then in future for Mr. Tomlin.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, great.
There is also a new rivalry, which is nice.
Well, between Kyle and Johnny.
Between Chop and Kyle.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I spoke with Chop about that in the chat. Kyle has now got many targets on his back with many receipts coming his way, so he's going to feel like a lay-by server at Kmart. Well deserved, honestly. Well deserved for him. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to next week. Texas Motor Speedway, going to be a good race. Hopefully we can see more drivers on track here for the series next week as well. I mean, we lucked out pretty well, actually. 10 cars in Martinsville, not too bad. Hopefully we have good amount of cars next week at Texas, hopefully. That should be an absolute cracker if we do.
Yeah, and it was a surprisingly clean second half of the race, if I must say so.
Again, classic short track. Normally you get all the cautions out the way in like the first 50 laps. And then it's like the last sort of 15 laps we get a couple where drivers are trying to really push for position, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Kurt's in here for a chat as well, if you want to drag him in.
He is. I'll drag him in. I'll have a chat to him. I'll let you go, Jack Oz. We'll chat post-race, but good job tonight in P3, and we'll see what you can do next week at Texas.
All good. Thanks, mate.
No
Shout
worries,
out to Ham Sandwich.
Thanks, Jack Oz. See you, mate. All right, we'll have a quick chat to Mr. Chapman in the green room. Kurt, well done. Great pace tonight, but both me and your team boss, Brendan Griffiths, agreed that was a massive misplay on that caution, man, to not come in for tyres. Oh, were you kicking yourself when you realised Jack and Jordan had come in?
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a upset in my books. But I'm fairly new to this oval stuff, so I was like, oh, we'll only have a few laps once it goes green. I should be able to stick it out, but yeah, definitely a bad play on my part.
I suppose there are positives you can take from it. Obviously, learnings for oval strategy in future of saving one of your tyre sets for the end, and then if there's a late safety car, you can come in and you can take tyres. And then as well, obviously, like how important fresh tyres can be at the end too, because of obviously how much you can wear them throughout the race of an oval track too. Obviously, next week will then be your first experience on a super speedway at Texas when we go racing there in the series. How much different do you think that's going to be compared to obviously the short track in Martinsville this week?
I have done a little bit of super speedway stuff, so I should have that down pretty well compared to this week. Like, this is my first week doing a short track in probably a year or two.
Oh.
So, yeah, the super speedway stuff will definitely be a bit more up my alley and a bit more closer to home.
Well, we'll see how well that suits your style next week. I suppose then the other thing to ask is, how did you find tonight as your first race in the series, and what track are you most looking forward to now throughout the rest of the season?
Well, being a guy that turns right a fair bit, I'm looking forward to Watkins.
I was going to say probably Watkins, but I mean, I'm excited for Watkins because I think that's going to come down to more so than pit stop strategy. It's going to come down to raw pace because obviously it's a road course. Are we that likely to get cautions? I don't know, but it's going to suit more or less the road races more so than the oval races, I think. So that will then really throw a spanner in the works in terms of the championship.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to tyres, to be honest.
Like
not skipping the rears, coming under brakes, and not wearing out the outside front.
Well, we'll see how well it pays off, not only for you, but David as well when you guys go racing out at Watkins. But really appreciate you coming. Really appreciate you coming over to chat to me, Kurt. A really good effort from you in your first outing. Obviously qualified on pole, didn't stay there, but still a top-level effort from you to get P2 on the road. And, as I said, learnings for strategy for next time. I know that Scott Rankin, who races in the series, he said to us last week if anyone had wanted any tips on oval racing to reach out to him. So if you want to find or get some tips off our previous championship leader coming into this round, reach out to Scotty and I'm sure he'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah, I'll definitely do a bit more homework for the coming rounds. This was a pretty slap it together and see how we finish up.
You know what
week.
though? That's what the series is. To be fair, it's the series is rock up and have a bit of fun on a Friday and bang some doors. That's the thought process. That's the approach, and you know, we just want it to be fun for drivers. So, you know, if you guys can have fun out there, and then you can also learn some stuff about oval racing too. I think it's, you know, all positives all round.
Yeah, 100%. Heaps of positives.
Well, Kurt, I really appreciate you coming over to chat to me. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, any sponsors or friends or family that may be watching. For myself and the rest of the league, not only congratulations on your pole position tonight, but your first podium in the series as well in P2.
Sweet. Thank you, mate. And thank you to the boys at Project 36, simrigs.com, CC Forge, and Shotworks. Oh, and Cataclysm.
No worries, Kurt. Best of luck next time out on track at Texas Motor Speedway next Friday night. We'll see you then.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good this week. We actually got to speak to all of our podium finishers here tonight, which was good to see. So, but yeah, it was a massive night on the road. Appreciate everybody's time joining us once again. We'll see you guys, as I said, tomorrow night, myself and Brett Fisher for the V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 24, Round 2 out at Road Atlanta. Monday night, myself and Brent O'Brien in the booth for Round 4 of the IRWC VRS Porsche Cup Series out at Winton. And then we're back here next Friday, 8 p.m, for Round 3 of the IRWC Rod Knock Cup at Texas Motor Speedway for the Longhorn 90. 90 laps at Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a fast one. Could be quite a dangerous one too for these drivers. But if you've joined us for the first time, you've been here for a while. If you're watching over on Twitch, be sure to hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing here with Infinity Broadcasting. But I've been Hamish Munro, your commentator and producer here tonight. We'll see you guys next time here for Infinity Broadcasting and any sim racing needs across iRacing here on the channel. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.